Good morning, my friends. Happy Wednesday. It's been a while. Someone wrote to me and said, I think that my Instagram's not notifying me when you go live anymore. And I said, I haven't been live because it has been a crazy few weeks. Good morning, Michael. Hi, Amy. Hi, Bobby. How's everyone doing? I feel like I've just been too busy to even keep up with regular things. Like I haven't had time to paint or do anything else, but I did have a show in Coconut Grove. I don't think I went live since then because I got back on a Tuesday. Week before that I was traveling, and then I came home and I was just too tired. I mean, we didn't get home till midnight. Good morning, Michael. And then then I just taught a workshop at Square Pear Gallery in Kennett Square, which I love doing. That's so much fun. I do it once a year, and I'm thinking maybe I need to try and fit it in a second time during the year because it's always just, I get scared in the beginning. I'm always afraid that, Art by Amy Davis, and I almost went to the Coconut Grove Art Fair. It's 2 hours away. That is pretty far. The traffic near Miami is just insane. It was like driving in Manhattan. Crazy. Who knew? Morning, peeps. Hi, Barb. Michael and Barb, I love those paintings you did of were they tulips? I can't even remember what, but those little white flowers with all the patterns. I love patterns. Like my dad was a wallpaper hanger, and there was someone that I used to follow, and I probably still follow them. I just don't get their feed anymore, but they would always paint on vintage wallpaper, like birds and all kinds of things. And I just love that. I just love patterns. Anyway, paperweights. That's right. I couldn't think of the name of them. I buy them at market. I don't really like how they smell, but I love how they look. Okay, so anyway, let me move on here. Get me off the camera. Paperweights. I love patterns and yeah, me too. That's so fun. I could try that today. I don't know. That might be a little ambitious for my first day back here. So these are tulips that I bought at market last week for inspiring my workshop that I just did. We didn't do this painting. We did paint the tulips. I did some individual, I did a photo shoot and did some individual photos. I love when the tulips are still closed. I bought 2 sets of them at market, and she left the bulbs on them, which is so fun, and I gave them to my friend to plant in her yard. But what was I going to say? Oh, the pink ones, they were complete, and she gave them to me like this. She gave them, and they were completely open by the time I got home from market. But these reddish ones stayed closed, so I did a little photo shoot, and then they were open. I missed a lot of the photo shoot because I was at the workshop, but that's how things go. But I am excited that hopefully there'll start to be more flowers at market. Oh, and I'm going to the Philly Flower Show this Saturday too, so maybe I'll find inspiration there. Sometimes not so much because it's inside. Sometimes I like more natural light, but with Photoshop, if I found a composition that I loved, I could always, play with it in Photoshop to have it feel more natural and light. Anyway, I'm just rambling. So I need to mix some reds, and I'm going to use a different red today, just playing around as I love to do. I'm going to use this Perline red. It's a transparent red. And I need greens, and I need that fun kind of neutral background color that I have in so many of my photos because it's in my living room, and then colors for down here. So I'm going to put this in here, mix up some colors. Okay, that looks good, I think. Now I won't be able to read your comments until I'm finished mixing because this is a little bit above, not totally above my head, but a little bit, so it's not easy to read. I need a sip of my coffee too. I'm still kind of recovering from all the busyness that's been happening. So I need the really dark inside of that one flower. I have violet out here, and I'll put some of my magenta. So I just need a really dark splash of color in a couple spots. And then I'll keep that darkness and add some red into it, but I don't want to taminate. I'm tired. I don't know what the word is. I don't want to get my red dirty. So I will, that should be a word, taminate, but I know it's not. Contaminate. Ay, ay, ay. There's a nice dark kind of shadow color. I'm going to clean that up so I can get some brighter reds now. Make sure I'm not saying anything. That's nice. So I want warm red, so I'm going to put a little bit of Indian yellow in here to warm that up even more. Oh, isn't that pretty? I think I need more of this. Whoops, I just contaminated it with a little bit of magenta, but that's okay. It looks really nice. I could just put a little bit more of that perylene red out here. I find that I often mix more colors than I need to. I don't need that many colors. That's almost the same. Now I'm going to lighten that a little bit, but I don't want to put white in it yet. So I'm going to put a little lemon yellow in there to lighten it. Oh, that's very nice. Love that. Now maybe I'll put a little bit of this radiant pink in it and see what happens. Instead of adding white. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, that's a nice set of reds. Any art community? Palm Coast. Oh, I don't think you're asking me that. I certainly wouldn't know if there's art community in Palm Coast. All right, now I need dark greens, and I might leave a little space in here to make reddish greens that are kind of in some of those colors. But I could let that kind of mix on the palette. There's a nice dark green, and I'm going to put a little bit of blue, a little bit of ultramarine blue in there. Now I want to take sap green and lighten it. I'm going to put a little bit of this. I love this color. I'm always trying to find a home for it in my paintings. This alpine green extra pale, this Vasari color, so gorgeous. Oh, I can definitely see this in some of those stems. Isn't that pretty? Kind of a grayish, turquoisey color. Now I'll put sap green and lemon yellow in here. Whoops. Yeah, that's definitely in there. A little bit more yellow. So what's new with everybody? Where's everyone listening from? I feel like I'm rusty, like I haven't done this in so long. It really hasn't been that long. It's only been a couple of weeks, but it feels like a long time. I'm going to do more yellow and a little bit of white. I'm ready to get back in my normal pattern a little bit. It is fun to go places, but it's wonderful. What does make you appreciate home, right? When you go away. I do have fun. Well, I have my France trip is coming up in June. That'll be here in no time. So I've got to start thinking about all of that. So I still have 2 spots that opened up for that workshop. So if anybody wants to join me, it's not too late. I think that's going to be so much fun. So I have that coming up. And then, of course, I'm going to do one in Italy in 2026 at a place that I've never been. It looks lovely. So those are 2 fun options to come learn with me. And then I have to decide if I'm going to do the one at Square Pear second time during the year. So I have some different like mixing kind of colors out here because I want to make that background color, which is kind of, it's one of those colors that you can't quite name. It's purplish, grayish, beige-ish. And the pink color on my wall is actually, oh, that's pretty close. Huh. Is actually called, I'll put this in there. Elephant is the name of the paint color. And I've heard that they're saying that grays are going out of style. You know how everything was gray for a while, but I'm not sure what it's gonna change to. Michael, do you know? You usually have a little more of an ear to the trends. I'm doing your blog. That's nice neutral. I might need a little bit of cooler gray for the vase. Like these colors cooled down a little bit maybe. So that's what I'm gonna add a little bit of this in here. So it kind of it's the same color, but it made it cool, the same value. Needs just a touch of green in it, I think. That's nice. That would be nice for the jar, and I'll put the rest of the white in here. I think that looks like a great palette. I do want one more white with just a touch of that color in there, that alpine green. So I'm going to put out a little bit more white. I just put it right here. Just take a little bit of that and put that in. Oh, I didn't clean my palette knife. What was I thinking? Let's see if that... Sometimes you have to go with it and see if it was a happy accident. Yep, I think that's exactly the color I wanted. Okay, I think that's good. Good start. I will look here to see if I've missed anything. All right, can you see that okay? I see a reflection right there. What is that? Is it this? Is it this? Oh, I saw my hand go over it. What is that? Is it the, oh, it's that. Well, you have to hold on a second. I need to go turn the light off upstairs. Hold on, I'm coming right back. Can't have that right in the middle of what I'm doing, right? Oh, nope, you know what that is? It's light coming in from behind me. Maybe if I put more of this light on there. Ay, ay, ay. Hold on one second. I'm always moving myself to sit where there's more light. Sometimes that's not a good thing. I think I probably got rid of it there. Whoops. Is that better? I don't know. I don't think I can fix it. We'll just have to work around it. To remember to change it, I think, because the light is changing. Yeah, I don't know what else I could do. Wait 1 second. Let's see if I move. No, that won't help. And this didn't help. Let me try this. I'm covering light coming in from a window. Did that do it? Whoops. I think that might have done it. Now I'm knocking my ruler off my easel. Oh, yes, I got it. Okay, yay. Sorry. Yep, real life happening here. Yeah, the photo is fun. So now this is, okay, now I think I'm all set. I hope. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee. It's been a crazy morning already. I'm going to look and see if I missed. No, thank you, Michael. Good morning, Tina. Oh, yes, and the workshop information is under the Learn section of my website. I need to go in and update that. Okay, so now I'm going to work with my transparent colors. It'll be fun to play with this Perylene red. It's very bright and vibrant. Not a color I use very often. It's not in my regular wheelhouse of colors. But I love to add new colors in to see how they behave and maybe end up adding them to my palette. Sometimes colors come for a season. Sometimes they come for a lifetime. What is that saying? That's how friends are. Friends are Friends for a season, a reason, or a lifetime, or something like that. Same with colors. Season, a reason, and in this case, it's a reason. Are you painting on paper? Oh, I'm painting on an ampersand gesso panel. So it's just a flat panel. The panels that I usually paint on are, I think I got the wrong color here. I wanted sap green. Hold on one sec. Yeah, it's a hardboard panel called ampersand. I usually paint on a raised panel, but I have... Sometimes I paint on the flat panels till I decide if something is a painting that I want to go large with or not. And this is a new subject, like I never painted this before, so I thought it's kind of safer to... It's not as big of an investment to paint on a flat panel. Get a little bit of Indian yellow. You're welcome. Not sure what I'm not sure what color I want to use for that background where it's so very gray. I have to play around a little bit. This stem is right here. So I just grid off the background so I can kind of have an idea of where things are positioned in my space. And there's nothing wrong with like sketching it on, but I find that I get tighter in my style when I sketch on where things are. I like to try to keep my paintings as loose as possible, as free. And I find if I'm too rigid with my underneath painting, the whole painting feels more I don't know what the word is, rigid, more tight, less spontaneous, let's say. Now there's that stem going over there. I don't dislike it. I do feel a little bit like it takes your eye out of the composition, but this part might be a little wonky to have nothing there. I'm not sure what I think about that. Well, I can always add it at the end if it's necessary. Yeah, the tulips are pretty. I'm so ready for spring. I think I'm going to mix a little bit of brown, blue, purple. Kind of really lighten it in my... Kind of like a wet bit of color like that. This goes about like that. It's pretty fun. Maybe a little more brown. I love browns and pinks together lately. Now, if I change up what I have in my background here, it's going to help to make the end result have a little bit of variation in color in the background too, which I really like. Good morning, Emily. There, I put a suggestion. I feel like something needs to go over there. Maybe what I could do is just put a little hint of flowers there at the side. I think that would probably solve whatever my problem is with that space. I'm not sure what this, see how this is such a different color. So when I mixed up that color at the very end, it was like that bluish, whitish color. It's because look how cool that white is on that side, and look how warm it is over here. It's because the light's coming in from my window, which is to the right, and it's warm light, I guess. And this, I don't know what that's picking up over there, but I love that it's cool. But what cool color could I put in there? It needs to be like a cool blue. I'm just going to put a little bit of ultramarine blue. I don't want to add anything to my palette right now. There's no need. Just do that. It's enough of a suggestion. All right, I have to look for wherever else I'm missing hints of color. Good morning, Grethel. And where are you? Costa Rica. What time is it in Costa Rica? I love knowing what time it is in other parts of the world. I have a friend that's in Dubai right now. Like, that's hard to imagine. Of course, anything's hard to imagine. Before I went to Coconut Grove in Florida, I couldn't imagine needing summer clothing. So I didn't pack very well because I never go away in the wrong, like in a off season like that. So it was really hard for me to think that I was actually going to be hot. That's crazy. Like, you don't realize how hot is or how cold is unless you're doing it. Okay, now I'm going to do a few pigment sticks. I don't want to be too reckless crazy. I want to keep a little bit with this palette. I think that's what I like about it. It is kind of a little bit of a gentle or a calming palette. Oh, Kathy says in Florida now it's chilly and cloudy. Well, I certainly hit it on the right day. It was hot and sunny, and I loved it. It is healthy, I think, to have a little bit of sunshine on your face in the middle of the winter, because I don't like winter, and it did lift my spirits. It made me feel hopeful that spring will come around again. Oh, that's fun. Well, this iridescent gold is a nice color in here. So if you have questions about any of my art supplies, I do have a like an Amazon shop where I have most of them listed. It's here in the listing of my Instagram page. No, not one cloud on the... Oh, wow, Jackie, lucky you. Jackie's in Sanibel. She said, not one cloud. That's lovely. Here I am using all the colors anyway. Oh, well. It's so fun. Are you going to ride bike today, Jackie? I keep picturing you riding your bike around Sanibel with flowers in a basket in front and a Diet Coke in a Wawa cup in a little cup holder. So I would love a picture of that if that's really happening while you're there. Because that's how I picture you spending your day. Do a little... That's good. Love it. Just like that. Okay, I'm going to stop doing pigment sticks. When I was teaching my class, I said, now it's pigment stick time, but you can't go crazy, because once you get a pigment stick in your hand, you just want to put pigment stick everywhere. Yes, they're called R&F pigment sticks. So they're oil paints in stick form. But they're a little addicting. It's like you get one and you just want to put pigment stick everywhere, and that's not a good idea. I mean, it would be kind of fun. Excuse Excuse me. Sorry about that. Now I start, with my darker colors. Oh golly, friends coming today means on a bike from sunup to sundown, flowers on Sunday from the farmer's market. Oh, good. Good morning, Isabel. Izzy has a big test today. Wish her luck. At 10, right? I always forget when I do that. I film with this little, camera holder by right here. And then when I start painting, I'm always knocking into it. Moved it out of my way. It's a whole lot easier than bumping it every few minutes. I'm just looking where my darkest darks are. Trying to take my time and be very intentional with my brush strokes and not fuss with them. A little bit of bright blue there just for the fun of it. And Dawn. Good morning, Dawn. Okay. So now that I'm looking like where I need to go, well, I didn't do my darkest greens, but this, see how much that's in highlight? That the sun's hitting that, so that's desaturated but light, and this is in the shadow completely, so that's desaturated and cool. So I need to take my green and mix just a little bit of red into that to desaturate that color. Thank you. She said, love your demos. It's fun. I do this every morning. I just do it with everybody watching on Wednesdays. But I did miss it the last couple of weeks. I had looked back. I think I've been doing this for over 5 years. Doing these demos on I think I started on Thursday mornings, but somewhere along the way, maybe when I was driving Isabel to school or something, I switched to Wednesdays. I don't even know what day it is right now. A little scary, isn't it? Looking where my darker greens are. Good morning, Ellen. I'm going to take, I think this green that I mixed that had a little bit of that alpine green in it might work for this desaturated area. It might be a little, off in shade, but as long as the value's right, that's all that matters. Well, I like it, but I think I need to just shift the color of it a little bit because I like it, but maybe I don't love it. That didn't do much. Well, we'll leave it for now. But if I'm going to have that color in there, I need to introduce it somewhere else so it's not only in one place. Thinking about adding in some kind of medium tone reds. I love where the colors mix and I love colors that you can't quite name. So those colors that are like reddish, reddish greenish. So fun. I'm thinking maybe I need to play around a little bit with my background colors because I'm getting distracted. I'm looking at the background instead of at the tulips. I need to differentiate that a little bit. So I'm going to play with putting a little bit of background in here. That, yeah, I guess I feel like that might be a little too, let's see how it looks. Little, not dark enough, but in value. We'll see. And then if anything happens in here and it's kind of a happy accident, I don't want to lose it. That's a hard, tricky part too. Is to let those things live and breathe that happen by accident. Yeah, that's good. That's giving it a little bit more of a context to go in and keep working on it. Because sometimes I get distracted by something and I have to think about what is distracting me and what do I need to do to the painting to work my way past that distraction. That doesn't need to stay so purple right there. I don't know why that purple line's there. Soften it a little bit. This might be a little bit darker down here. I just want to do little pops of, not get too detailed with all of it. So I can always go in and adjust the background if I need to. It's juicy right there. I have a lot of liquid or something right there, but I like how that feels. That helped a lot for me to be able to see where I'm going. That's a little bit better. Now I want it a little warmer, maybe over here, or a lot warmer, actually. Let me do this. Oh, I see a little bit iridescent gold showing through there. I don't know. That's so fun. I love when those underneath colors pop through like that. I don't know what it is about iridescentness that I adore. Maybe Maybe it's an art thing. I've always loved iridescent colors. It's funny with that green right there. It almost looks like it continues down, doesn't it? I need a little sip of my coffee. What's everybody having, coffee or tea today? Or Diet Coke? I'm not going to do my lightest lights yet. This little bit right there is distracting. And I'm missing this little... a little bit of that color there. No, that helped a little bit. Coffee, me too. I love the coffee part of my day. Oops, I'm getting paint on my whatever that thing's called, iPad. All right, that's good. Shelly's having hazelnut coffee. Irma's having coffee now, tea later. That's what I've been trying to like tea. I drink more tea in the afternoon. Trying to think what I want to do with this kind of neutral. The neutral green right there. Ginger tea in the evening. That's probably healthy for your stomach. Isn't ginger supposed to be good for you to have? Like I know ginger. I always use that as an excuse to go for sushi, that ginger's supposed to be good for you. Because who needs an excuse for that? We were talking about when we go to the flower show, maybe going to Chinatown in Philly for lunch or dinner. Has anybody ever done that? Do you have any suggestions of amazing restaurants? When I go to Philly, I like a restaurant to be amazing because I don't get to do it very often. So actually coffee for me, and I no longer use sugar. Oh, that's great, Jackie. It's good to cut out the sugar. It's hard to do, I think, in the beginning. But then once you don't have it, you get used to not having it. But I've been craving sugar more lately than ever. In all honesty, I had a sticky bun from market yesterday, and I'm still having guilt, but I didn't gain any weight, so I'm thinking maybe I needed it for some reason. Oh, Irma can only have a few sips of coffee. Oh. Now, do you like this? It feels color blocky a little bit with this yellow and I really pulled the extreme of that, but I kind of like how it looks. It's sort of fun and a little spontaneous. I like the feel of it. I'm going to keep that pop of gold there. So I need to work on my stems a little bit and then go back and work on my lovely subjects. I'm already worried about where I'm going to find reference of peonies. I'm going to have to... I used to be able to get them at market, but now like the Amish stands that used to have peonies, they don't, they're not there anymore. And they were so cost efficient, and I'd buy so many of them, and now it's not a thing anymore. Such a bummer. I love the young blue. Okay, good, Jackie. Me too. It's like a happy accident. And it feels... I'm really trying to concentrate on color this year. That's my focus of learning, is developing maybe a unique color palette, or just learn more about color theory. I think the suggestion of that needs to be there. Now I'm just thinking about, so this flower is behind the other one, and it's a little darker in value. So I do need to add darkness there. But that's one of the lighter pops where the light's hitting that one in the back there. That's so fun. 41. Boy, time's a flying. I think maybe I need to go in with my lightest lights. It might be that time. And I'm afraid of it. Isn't that funny? It's because I haven't painted for a while. I'm having a little fear of what I'm doing. I guess if you never get nervous, then you're not learning anything new, right? Isn't that what they say? Like, once I do something scary, like teach or do something that's out of my comfort zone, travel or go to Europe or whatever maybe. Once I do the scary thing, I feel such a sense of relief. I don't know if I realized that when I was younger. I like those, especially Earl Grey and mint tea. Mm-hmm. I like tea more than I do. I drink one called Throat Coat. It's one of those kind of all natural ones, and it's slippery elm, which in a million years I would never think I would like that, and it's come to be my favorite tea. I think I got it like one time when I had a sore throat or something. I'm trying to find my lighter green pops and be very intentional and calm with my brush strokes. We're still good. Oops, I had a little bit of green on my brush. Well, that's that light kind of pink that I mixed, and I don't want to put too much because I want to let those colors pop, the ones that are it's a little tricky. I think I need to push this back a little more. That inside, it's hard to understand what you're looking at. So I've got to separate it. Sorry, I'm not going to talk for a minute. I have to think. That thinking part takes a lot of energy. So when I teach, I get so tired because teaching takes energy, but then also painting takes energy. I'm always amazed that, when you're painting, you're really making a decision every brush stroke that you make. So if I work on a great big painting and I work on it for like 6 hours, I'm exhausted at the end. I love all these colors in here. I don't want to mess that up. But I think I could go in and do some lightest lights and some accent colors. Like that. I feel like this needs just a hint of that something's at the end there. And like I couldn't get them all bunched together. I need a little lesson in how to get flowers to do what you want. When we did the flowers for Alex and Danica's wedding, I learned a little bit about how to get them to do what you want them to do, which was really interesting. Like trimming them when I would feel like I'm like wasting them if I trim them down, but it's like you really need to get them to look the way you want. Excuse me. Oh, I need lightest pink right there. So I need to look where my lighter lights are, and then I might do some complementary accents in some spots. I want that to be a little darker. And I want a little wonky right here. I need to tame this back in. Nothing wrong with a little wonky, but it was a little too wonky. Need to look for any white areas. I could go this one. Just little bits of I love that minty color. That's got more dimension. That helped. Do I have more of that? I think I could put. Now I'm looking for my lightest lights, and this is kind of what pulls it all together. So in our Inspiring Art group last week, I did little demos of a flower, and I painted it with, I like that little bop right there, with cool colors, and then I did the same painting with warm tones. And it was interesting to see how different they felt. And now in our next session, I'm going to do a painting where it has like warm shadows and cool highlights to see how that feels. It's always fun to play around with color, intentionally play around with it and see what you learn. Love that. Okay, now I might need some latest lights because it is all coming together. What I'm going to do is take a little bit of my radiant pink. I need a little bit more white out here. My palette, because I want like a light pink to be highlights of my tulip. There's really not pink in there, but it's in the same color kind of family, analogous colors. Yeah, it always takes to get to the patience of doing these little pops of color at the end. Oh. I pull it all together. Yellow. Wait 1 second. Need a little bit of yellow highlight. Just mixing a little bit of yellow, lemon yellow and white. And I need to throw my paper towel away because my hands are getting dirty. That's nice. maybe a little pink in there. That does look just, there's a little bit of along the edge here, which gives that pink and green dancing together. Makes those colors pop and brings your eye to that area, the painting. Now I might just have to do a little bit here in the bottom of in the vase. I have enough darks. I'm just kind of looking around the whole thing to see what I need to do. See if anything's requesting my attention. Looking where the light's hitting the most. And this is like this pink here too. Oh, that's nice. I need a little highlight up here. Oh, they look great, don't they? It's kind of a very random I find that I do better if I just take photos of random, like when these were all askew in the jar, just letting them be. All right, a little more of my greenest of greens here. And then I might play with a little bit of that fun turquoisey color, because why not? I've got nothing to lose. Gotta take risks, right? All right, that's what I need. I need a little bit of my highlights, and then it might be good. Uh-oh. Paint on my shirt. Shoot. Oh, well. Oh, I see. So this is bothering me a little bit right here. I need to make that, because I feel like this somehow would be visible. That back, just the angle that I had it at. I had to correct it. And you do see one dot of the, right there, that needs to be there. We need a little bit of that turquoise, whatever color it is, alpine something fun. Yes, we do need that. We need a little alpine something fun. Just little suggestions of it. Just takes that little, that might draw your attention to that a little too much. And there's a little reflected light right here. Now am I finished? Is there anything else? I know, I love that color. Let me see anything I'm missing here. I could pull this over and zoom in for any thoughts. Yes, it's just the right amount of randomly spontaneous and thoughtful brush strokes. Always my goal. And a little white. Yeah, that little pop of that color is so fun. And I do love the blue and the yellow. I love the juxtaposition of those two. Just looking to see if there's anything else, maybe. Just a little of this. Right there. Yep. Spring is coming. Yes, it is. Do you see anything else I'm missing? Maybe a little tiny touch of neutralness right in here. And dark. And bringing this back in. Yeah, okay. Now I'm changing it and it's not getting better. So you know what that means. It's time to sign it and put the brush down. I always say that whenever I'm making adjustments to it and it's not improving, it's just changing. It's time to stop. Hi, Julie in Texas. Tulips are your favorite flower? Oh, that's so fun. I love whatever flower I'm painting, but I think I love that minty color in there. And this, oh, I love that. And you can see the light hitting that, how it just has a really cool feel to it. So there you go. And here's my palette. I did mix a little bit more light pink for highlights and a light yellow for highlights. But otherwise, the palette stayed the same. Whoops, I just dropped something. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me. It was very fun. This will be here, of course, on Instagram, but I also have a YouTube channel where I upload all these videos. So there's probably like 5 years worth of them on there. And all that information is in the link in my bio. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I feel like I have a filter on my face. I'm distracted looking at it. I'm like, I look like I'm 20. I don't know what happened, but we're going to go with it for the rest of the day. So thanks for coming. It was fun, and I will see you again next Wednesday. I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for coming. Bye.